Hi there, Year 10s. First things first, we're going to start a new topic today, Biology 9, respiration. Now, because you are at home, you haven't received the physical workbooks for these. They are being organised and sent home to you. But for today's lesson, I've put the whole workbook on to show my homework. So if you could just answer the questions on a plain bit of paper and keep that safe. And when the workbooks arrive to you, you can just attach it in. No need to rewrite the answers in the workbook. First lesson today is going to be aerobic respiration on page 5. So we're going to look at the balanced chemical equation and the word equation. What's the general process and why is aerobic respiration important? If you could just sit quietly to begin with and breathe, measure how many times you breathe in 1 minute. I'm going to do the same as well. I'll let you know when the minute's up if you'd like to go now. And stop. So you should have what's called your resting breathing rate. Your breathing rate when you're not really doing much, you're sat hopefully nice and relaxed, having not done very much exercise. I'd like you to read these two hypotheses. So the first one, I think that as I do more exercise, my breathing rate will go down. This is because I'm getting used to doing the exercise, so my body doesn't need to work as hard. Or hypothesis 2, I think that as I do more exercise, my breathing rate will increase. This is because my muscle cells need more energy. To get this energy, they will need to carry out more respiration, which means I will need to breathe more oxygen in through my lungs. Let's just have a think about which hypothesis you agreed with, and hopefully a bit more information is coming up. You might change your mind or fix on one of them. So this is all new information. There are two types of respiration that happen in our body. Predominantly aerobic respiration, which uses oxygen. And that's the lesson for today. Second type, which we'll do next lesson next week, is anaerobic respiration. It does not use oxygen. This is come directly from your workbook, and you do need to know the word and the full balanced equations. Now, those of you might recognise that this is the same equation for photosynthesis, but backwards. So for respiration, it's glucose plus oxygen goes to carbon dioxide and water, and then the energy that we need. The balanced equation is C6H12O6 plus 6O2 goes to, all the savvy ones of us here would have noticed I've made an error there. That should be 6CO2 plus 6H2O. Please, could you amend that? Make a note of that. I think I can do it on this PowerPoint. Let me try and do it. So that should be 6CO2. There. Okay, so you do need to know both the word and the balanced equation. And like I say, you'll notice it's the backwards one for photosynthesis. It makes it marginally easier to remember. So mitochondria, this is where respiration actually happens. So in any cells in our body where lots of energy is needed, so this might be our muscle cells, this might be cells that active transport needs to happen. It might be a root hair cell in a plant where they need lots of energy to get stuff in from the soil into the plant. You will find lots of mitochondria. They are these squiggly looking organelles, and they have this squiggly intermembrane in there. You find lots of them in there, and they are the site of just aerobic respiration. We do need respiration for quite a lot of things, and I think most of you might recognise that we need them to make our muscles contract, to make our heart beat, to make us be able to talk, to walk, but we also need them for quite a lot of important things. To maintain a constant internal temperature, so for us that's about 37 degrees. Just transmit nerve impulses, so to get messages from your foot up to your brain and to be able to tell your foot to move from your brain down. To build large molecules up from smaller ones, so that is maybe breaking down carbohydrates to glucose, making proteins up from amino acids, and this is happening continually. Cell division, so especially in children and babies, which is happening continually, that requires a lot of energy. So what I'm going to get you to do today is, in the workbook for this lesson, the Do It Now task, you've clearly listened to the PowerPoint, but have another read over the information provided here. Read the new information in the workbook as well. Then I'd like you to complete question 1 to 8. You're going to have to complete it on paper, but that is fine. Just keep hold of that paper for the time being. If you complete all that within the 50-minute lesson, then move on to the challenge for me. Any issues, here's my email address down below. Please feel free to email me. I'm going to be emailing you today if you haven't given me your transpiration pesticide 6 marker and the marks you got out of 30 for the assess task. So just watch out for those emails and good luck.